What's up, everybody? We're back, and today we're going to be doing the fuselage. I'm going to start by showing you the slicing settings real quick. Not much different. There is two different settings you have to go with if you're printing. You got to print it like that. So let's hop into it real quick. So we have this has stayed the same. This stays the same for the main part of the fuselage. So for from not the nose, and then everything else is all printed like this, and then the nose is going to be printed different. I'll show you guys that in a second. So no top or bottom layers, one line wall, infill density, nothing, printing temperature, play with that, print speed, play with that. I'm still not sure exactly what I'm supposed to print it out. Print it slower. It was working better when I printed it slower. Enable retraction, of course. Cooling, just a little bit. Brim, don't need a brim for this. You can get away with just a skirt. It doesn't need to, for most of the parts, it's thick enough where it doesn't matter. It's like square, and so I don't know, it just works better without a brim. So it's less to clean up, which is nice. Mesh fixes, yeah. And that's about it for this one. And then to print the nose piece, you want to print it with this one. So we're going to increase the wall line count to 2. So it's just a little bit thicker. You want it heavier because it needs to be nose heavy. And then it also is holding the motor. And then you want to turn the top layers on and turn it to 2 millimeters, so it's 8 extrudes. Just because the top layer is really, if I show you the piece real quick, see the top there is, that's where the motor mounts, and so you need that thicker. And then all that can stay the same basically. Infill density 0. All that stays the same. Depending on what, I actually did end up printing this cooler because it didn't need to be that hot. And then I did, everything else kind of stays the same. So I did turn on support, and I changed the over support angle to like 80 degrees. Let's check 90 degrees. I did set it as 90 degrees or 80 degrees and then use the support blocker, but it didn't end up working like I wanted it to. So, see, preview that. Oh, see, look, that doesn't work. So set it to 80 degrees. For me, there's some more support right here and right here. That's okay. It's light, it's not much. This ended up being pretty tough to break off, but it's just get like something long, like a pencil or a pen or something, and and it breaks right off, at least for me. Your supports might come off easier. And then, so it ends up being pretty nice. It's actually one of the nicer looking pieces because it's thicker. Anyway, let's save to the file and print it. and so we can start gluing it together. Few notes, so this did end up printing thicker than the other pieces. It was kind of difficult to remove off the bed, but nonetheless it printed okay. And then on this piece, the overhang angle was kind of funny, but I think it's okay because it's going to get covered by the wing anyway, so it's kind of didn't print very well. But other than that, the one biggest thing I have to say is that this transparent filament has ended up being kind of a pain in the butt to print. It's just kind of, I don't know, like, it's clogged the extruder and stuff like 3-4 times already, and it's, I'm like, don't know what to do. I've tried everything to fix it, and it's not, I think it's definitely the filament. So, anyway, we're going to glue it together, and I'll show you guys that. So, let's go. Another few things I forgot to tell you guys about. So, on the parts that were some of the prints completed, but they were getting clogging issues. So, like, it's hard to tell, but it kind of under extruded right there. And I didn't feel like printing these parts again, so I just took some of the CA glue and activator and I ran it over, and it made it strong again. So you don't want to push too hard or else it will break, but it was on not super essential parts. Be watchful of what filament you're using, because it can end up being pretty difficult to print with. If I was to print it again, I would definitely just print it in normal red PLA. This transparent has been just a pain in the butt. Maybe if I got into PETG, like PETG, like try that, but PETG's heavier, so it might be more difficult to print with. But nonetheless, let's glue it together, shall we? Alright, so let's actually start with the canopy lock, or the canopy cover. It's pretty cool. Take a pen spring and you put it on this piece that you guys didn't see print just because it was so small and it was against the black. You wouldn't be able to see it anyway. But so you take this piece and you line it up right there, and then put this side on it, and we'll glue that together in a second, but it locks it in place, and so when it's on the front nose here, we'll clip right in and lock the canopy in. Pretty cool. So let's glue that together. The fuselage is done. Wow. It's really cool. I put the wings on top of it. I'll show you guys a clip of it. It's really cool. So it went together pretty good. I think I didn't line up this very well because this hatch isn't going all the way in. I don't feel it setting. Like, watch here, I'll show you. So yeah, I think it should be, like if it was fully closed, it should be right there, right? Or at least somewhere near there. When I put it in, it's not sitting flat enough or something. I was being really careful, but I think it just, I don't know. I need to sand it down a bit or whatever. So it just pops out pretty easy. Shouldn't pop out that easy, I don't think. But nonetheless, it still looks really cool. So next week we'll be printing the ailerons, the tail, the elevator, and the rudder. And so it should be pretty cool. It mostly will be black filament actually. But this tail piece will be out of the transparent red. So if you guys enjoyed watching me put this thing together, please do like, comment, subscribe so you can see me do the next part of it. And I'd really appreciate that. And so yeah, that's about it. See you guys next week.